How has Arnaud De Lie gone from being one of the best cyclists on the planet to literally abandoning races and not participating in the best races in the world? This is the story of the decline of the Taureau del Lotto, and also the story of his immediate future. Is there even a solution? You'll have to stay until the end to find out. And don't forget to follow us on our soccer channel, Failed Sharks, for more videos, and also on our X account, @UncleCycling, for even more content. Now, let's get started. In the 2025 season, De Lie has claimed the Lotto team's only victory at the time of making this video, and it's by no means a prestigious victory. A stage win in the French Étoile de Bessèges on the same day that all the World Tour teams in the peloton withdrew due to serious safety problems with cars on the road. That's to say, De Lie won, but in a peloton of only 78 cyclists. And after that, he didn't even come close to victory in minor races, such as the Vuelta a Almeria in Spain, or the Volta al Algarve in Portugal, or the Nocera Cursa in his own country. And what's more, whenever he's competed in World Tour level races, his results have been incredibly negative, finishing 86th in Het Nieuwsblad, 126 in the classic Brugge de Panne, and abandoning Gent-Wevelgem after feeling very unwell on the bike. The Lotto team itself has even ruled him out of participating in the first three monuments of the season: Milano-San Remo, the Tour of Flanders, and Paris-Roubaix. Lotto's own sports director, Dirk de Mol, wanted to put a bit of humour into the matter by claiming that the possible reason for the drop in performance was that this winter De Lie was unable to see his beloved 450 cows. But the reality is somewhat different, and your favourite cycling uncle will tell you all about it. Arnaud De Lie had earned his place in the Lotto team for the 2025 season. The Belgian sprinter had achieved 26 victories wearing the jersey of the team led by Stéphane Hulot, including prestigious triumphs in races such as the 2023 Grand Prix Quebec and the 2024 Belgian National Championships, a really important competition for his sponsor, Lotto. And furthermore, the last-minute move of the promising Maxime van Gils to the Red Bull Bora team meant an increase in status within the Belgian team for Arnaud. Despite having great cyclists such as the climber Lennart van Etterveld or the promising Jarno Wieder, Arnaud De Lie would undoubtedly be the figurehead for which the entire Lotto team would work towards victory in the 2025 campaign. A team that even kept his older brother, Axel De Lie, in its development team until this very season, despite the fact that he clearly did not have the necessary levels to be a professional cyclist. And to become the Lotto benchmark, the figurehead for 2025, Arnaud De Lie had every possible advantage. Lotto allowed its star to have his own coach, Gaëtan Biel, a former professional cyclist and personal friend of Arnaud with whom he'd worked in the past to help him improve his position on the bike, an expert in techniques, in aerodynamics and hypoxic treatments to improve the performance of the Belgian bull. Lotto also decided to give its young star the necessary financial support, improving his salary and making him feel comfortable so that he could focus 100% on cycling. And as if that were not enough, if he wanted to have a different training camp from the rest of his teammates in Spain to prepare himself better, then the Lotto team would give him the opportunity to do so. And so, with so many advantages, how is it possible that his performances have declined so much? Well, firstly, Arnaud De Lie's preparation this winter has not been adequate, and coach Gaëtan Biel has not been up to the task. We're talking about some absolutely crazy altitude training sessions, far too hard for a sprinter like Arnaud. You see, De Lie wanted to improve as a cyclist, but he's overtrained. Here's a simple example. During the month of January, the Belgian champion spent days sitting on his saddle for 7 hours at a time, covering routes with more than 5,000 metres of ascent. Absolutely hilarious training for a cyclist who aims to achieve his triumphs in much flatter stages with fewer orographic difficulties. And at the same time, he's also spent days training for long distances, and instead of resting afterwards, he'd continue training on the rollers with a hypoxia mask, and then immediately do several series of full power sprints. Now, at first, this type of training can be really good and sharpen your physical condition. But in winter, after months without competing, the results instead can be very, very negative, and, well, it's obvious. We're talking generally about a lot of sprints and work to increase maximum oxygen capacity, but very little basic training, very little training with structure. And although the team tried to reverse the situation at the last minute with more training volume, it was already too late for the Spring Classics. Experts from the University of Ghent and the Lotto team itself are trying to find a solution to this problem of haphazard, low-focused training, and even to see if it could be related to the Lyme's disease that affected him during 2024, all in a bid to reverse the season of the great Belgian sprinter. But the work had already been done badly, and doubts among fans are already in the air. And moreover, this is not the only problem Arnaud De Lie has. As we have already told you, the Belgian champion does what he wants in his team. Lotto is his farmyard, and until now he has made all the decisions, including some bad ones regarding nutrition. De Lie only worried about nutrition when the important races were approaching, and so he had to prepare specifically for them, but he did not follow a nutritional pattern during the winter, as many of the top stars in the peloton do. If De Lie felt like eating sweet food, he did so, and if he wanted to eat saturated fat, he did so. In addition, De Lie had an overly negative travel routine during the pre-season, constantly travelling between Spain and Belgium, expending a great deal of energy and wasting time in a totally absurd way. The bull has not been professional in this respect, and he must undoubtedly change if he wants to be a superstar of today's cycling. Furthermore, the Lotto team, accustomed to cyclists like Victor Campenaerts taking care of themselves, has never been a team overly concerned with the nutrition of its cyclists. One immediate example is former Lotto rider Florian Vermeersch. In just a few months with the UAE Team Emirates, the Belgian classic specialist has lost 7 kilos, and he is in the best physical shape of his sporting career. Lotto knows this, and that's why the first decision they've taken has been to force De Lie to get rid of his personal trainer and friend, Gaëtan Biel, something that the Belgian champion has not enjoyed doing at all. There have been 2 years of poor results in the Spring Classics with the method that De Lie wanted, but now it's the management of Stefan Oelow's team that has forced him to hire a new coach and a better team of nutritionists, all to provide greater work discipline, after, of course, a suitable mental break that will hopefully serve him well. De Lie is possibly facing the most important weeks of his sporting career, the ones that can turn him into a superstar. From here, we wish him all the best, because he undoubtedly has the talent. He just needs the focused work and the hard effort. And so, dear viewer, let us know what you think. We will, of course, see you in the next video.